Working out is one of the best activities you could do for your body, but over time, the more you do it, the more monotonous it gets. So in this video, I'm going to give quite a few strategies that I have used personally to make working out fun again. Before we get started, comment down below, what have you done to make working out fun again? So some quick background, I've been working out for about a decade at this point, so I have quite a bit of experience when it comes to all the different mental states that you're in with working out. I've always been active and played sports my entire life, so I've always been on the hunt to continue to stay active. I stopped playing sports after high school, and the gym was basically my main source of fitness. And over time, you start to notice it gets a bit stale. Therefore, finding new ways to make it fun is absolutely crucial to your continuous development, whether that's for your physique, strength, or whatever goals you might have. And the reality is, if you don't enjoy something, you're far less likely to actually do it. And when exercise is fun, it becomes easier to stay motivated and stay more consistent with it. And that leads me to my first point, and probably the most fun one on this list, and that is extraordinary sessions. Now, this is fun. Go in the gym and do something that you would not normally do in your typical normal workout routine. And this can be anywhere from hitting different muscle group combinations like legs plus biceps, or even having some sort of safe competitions with your friends. Now, I've done this a couple of times recently and I've actually really enjoyed it. For example, I've been bored with my routine recently, just kind of wanting to switch things up a bit. So I had one of my friends who's also a personal trainer and trains for powerlifting to reteach me on how to deadlift. Now, it's not that I don't know how to deadlift, it's just I've barely deadlifted since high school and I have the form down all right. It's just there's a few critiques here and there that can help make it safer for me, and I need that extra set of experienced eyes in order to help critique me in those little ways to keep me safer and help me lift more weight. So I just had a whole session with my personal trainer buddy and another personal trainer buddy that actually came over, and they both were just helping me out, racking the weights for me, critiquing the little minor things on my form, and it was a lot of fun. And what made it even more fun was that I was hopping back and forth between conventional deadlifting and sumo deadlifting. And I don't think I've ever actually sumo deadlifted for real in my life, like not even just joking around picking it up. So by hopping back and forth, it was a lot of fun to like feel the differences, kind of see the differences between them, and I really enjoyed it. But basically, I ended up building up to 385 after hitting about 10 sets of conventional and sumo deadlift. So I was exhausted by the end of it, but I was still impressed. I was like, wow, that was actually pretty cool. And by fixing the form, by critiquing a few things here and there, I was able to actually get a pretty solid weight, and a weight that I'm actually pretty proud of for hardly deadlifting since high school. And I actually did something similar again with another personal training friend who invited me out on a run, and I figured, you know what, I don't run often, but screw it, let's go. But we did a 2-mile run in 17 minutes, which I'm pretty proud of, considering I think the last time I ran over 2 miles straight was for a video about a year ago. It wasn't easy, but I mean, I'll take it, you know? And then afterwards, we went to all-you-can-eat sushi, but there was an hour-long wait, so what did we do? Well, being the typical gym bros we are, we went to the gym across the parking lot. I figured we'd just get a quick lift in while we were waiting. So when we got to the gym, we went in the gym like, what can we do to kill about an hour of our time? So we figured, screw it. Let's just go hit some arms, get a pump, and then we'll just leave it at that. Which, by the way, isn't very normal for any of us to do, but
this is where the fun begins.
We decided to turn it into a competition where we would do alternating bicep curls for 6 reps each arm, so like 1, 1, 2, 2, and we would just build up by 5 pounds every single set, and we would rotate as fast as possible. Like, okay, you go, now you go, now you go, next weight, you go, you go, you go. And we were just doing that, minimal rest, pretty clean reps at first. We started at 35 pounds, and we actually built up all the way to 60 pounds before winner was decided. And here's a video of me curling 60s for some sloppy reps. Again, I knew I had some sort of control over it, kept it safe, but it was just our way of having fun. And I only got a video of the 60s, but I promise the 55s were way more clean and way more control. And then we did the rope push down for the triceps, and we started at a pretty heavy weight and just did it for about 15 reps, and then we just keep alternating, and we just went back up the entire stack, lowering the weight each time with as minimal rest as possible. Then we went to overhead press with the barbell, and we just started adding 10 pounds onto the bar each time until we couldn't hit at least 15 reps anymore with it. And of course, we had all you can eat sushi afterward, which never misses. Long story short, that was probably the most gym bro thing I've ever done in my life. And because we were just having fun, we weren't being super regimented like we all normally are. And that kind of leads me into the next point of having variety in exercise. Switch things up a bit. Try different types of workouts or exercise other than maybe just lifting weights. Activities like dancing, hiking, swimming, or even group fitness classes are all other safe and healthy alternatives that you could try to stay healthy and still get some sort of workout in along the way. Plus, this gives you a physical and mental break from lifting weights, and this is the kind of variety that keeps things interesting and prevents you from boredom or burnout. Even in weightlifting, for example, I was doing a push-pull leg split for about a few years straight, and I started getting really bored with it and decided to switch up to what a lot of people call an Arnold split, which is basically just legs, chest back, and then arms. And when I first started the split, I was like, this is kind of weird. But after about a week of trying it, I was like, dang, this is actually really fun, and I really started enjoying it. And I'm actually still doing that routine at the time of this recording. Another way to bring some variety into lifting is by trying different forms of lifting. So for example, if you're used to bodybuilding, maybe try strongman stuff, powerlifting stuff, calisthenics. There's a whole bunch of different avenues you can go down to still involve some sort of weightlifting into it. If you have found the video useful so far, please be sure to drop a like down below. Thank you. Stop working out. Now I know, how do you enjoy working out more? By not working out. Plus, that sounds kind of weird coming from a fitness channel, right? But here's the thing. You might be experiencing some sort of burnout, and taking a break might not only be a refresher for your body, but make you hungry. And I don't mean hungry in the sense like, oh, my appetite's gone up. I mean hungry in the sense that you want that gym session more and more. And by taking a break from lifting, you're sort of starving yourself in a way from the pleasure of lifting heavy weights, or maybe even just getting a sick pump. And it's almost like reverse psychology. Plus, I think it's just human nature in a way where when you put a restriction on something, you actually just start to want it even more. Setting goals and rewards. It's hard to stick to something when there is no end goal in mind, but it's important to keep in mind to set realistic and achievable goals at the same time. Rewarding yourself after reaching these goals can be a big motivator as well. For example, treating yourself to a nice dinner, maybe buying new gym gear, letting yourself go out on a Saturday night, or maybe even sleeping in the next day. There's a whole bunch of different ways you could do this to reward yourself in the end, and that's really up to you on how you decide to do that. Find a gym partner. Working out with friends is a really good way to have some fun in the gym. Having another person there also holds some sort of accountability for you. So it's like, even when you're like, oh dang, I'm really not feeling it, it's like the other person kind of holds you accountable, like, hey, come on, let's go, you're just being lazy. And 9 out of 10 times, they're probably right on the lazy part. So I recommend finding a workout buddy or participating in some sort of fitness challenge in order to spice things up a bit. There's a whole bunch of ways you can make working out fun again for you. It's really just a matter of breaking the habit of these same old routines over and over. So I encourage you to try out some of these strategies to make working out fun again, because working out really is fun. Sometimes you just have to switch things up in order to start enjoying it again. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and here's the video YouTube thinks you'll like next, so be sure to check it out right here.